SportsBeat.
And hi there, everybody. Welcome to the Beat. Glad to have you aboard tonight. It is scheduled to be decision night here on SportsBeat. Right over there, we have 6 hats. Puka Nacua, the Orem Tiger 4-star receiver, was scheduled to be here in studio to make his decision known and reveal which college he would go and play football. But he is battling the roads. They're on the roads right now coming from Utah County. So we're just waiting for Puka and his family to show up. It's between Utah, BYU, UCLA, Oregon, USC, or Washington. Hopefully, Puka and his family will show up and he'll be able to make his announcement here on SportsBeat. So we're just, hopefully they are safe and they can get here before we get off the air. So that's what we are planning right now. But first, it is football history for the state of Utah. The Salt Lake Stallions debut in the Alliance of American Football League. First ever game in Tempe tonight against the Arizona Hotshots. 17 former local players on the Stallions roster. Let's show you what took place in Tempe. Dennis Erickson back as a head coach for the Stallions. Former Ute Matt Asiata in the first half. Matt gets in for the first ever touchdown for the Stallions. That tied it at 8. Later in the first half, Josh Woodrum to a former Cougar, Jordan Leslie. Third quarter, Arizona would start to pull away as Leslie decides he needs a nap. John Wolford to Jarrell Presley. He ain't nothing but a hound dog. Stallions on the board a little bit later. Here comes Matt Linehan in for the injured Woodrum. Hits Nick Truesdale. But the Stallions were under 300 yards of total offense. The Hotshots over 400 total yards. The Salt Lake Stallions losing their inaugural game 38-22. Jeremiah Jensen is in Tempe and has the reaction.
Rod, the Alliance of American Football probably couldn't have asked for a better start to the league this weekend. The TV ratings were excellent. The play on the field was good. The transparency of the league was a lot of fun. Fans really seemed to enjoy this. Now, as for the Salt Lake Stallions, things did not go so well. They did not have a very good performance in their debut against the Arizona Hotshots. They had 3 turnovers in this game, which was the difference, and they didn't force any. Too many mistakes, and Dennis Erickson mentioned that after the game, and he's going to try to fix it before the next game against Birmingham next Saturday.
They kicked our rear ends. That's pretty basic football. In the 50 years I've been in it, that's what happened. And, you know, they came in and physically beat us. And in the second half, we had some chances. Anytime you turn it over 3 times in a short game like this, you're not going to win. And you got to give them credit. They made a lot of plays. I thought they ran the ball against us better than we thought they could, but they did. And but we just made too many mistakes and weren't very consistent in any aspect of it. So pretty simple to me. We got to get it straightened out here pretty quick.
A Hall of Fame coach, buddy of mine. We've been doing these battles. While he was at Oregon State, I was at Washington. While he was at Arizona State, I was at UCLA. And to have him on the other sideline was kind of cool again. The
Stallions didn't get the result they wanted, but there were some very good individual performances, especially among some familiar faces. 17 former college players from the state of Utah on the Stallions team, and several of them played very well. Matt Asiata scored a touchdown. Jordan Leslie scored a touchdown, the former BYU Cougar, and former Utah wide receiver Anthony Denham led the Stallions in receiving. How cool is it to be with some of your old teammates, to be with some other guys that are from Utah, to represent Utah on the stage?
To represent it is huge. I mean, we're not only representing it alone. We have a few players from Utah State, and then we have a few players from BYU. But ultimately, there's no school like the U of U, so you know what I'm saying? Go Utes. And it's just cool. I mean, there's guys on this team that left when I came into Utah, and there's guys on this team that came in when I left. So to be able to play with these guys again is great. I mean, as you can see, everybody from Utah dominated, so it's good. I mean, I'm just excited for the fans to continue to learn and find out who each player is and get to know us as we get to know them. But ultimately, I just want to say, Salt Lake fans, you guys continue to be there with us, rock with us, and we'll continue to get better and do everything we can to win.
Again, the Stallions lose their debut game 38-22. They'll get another shot at the Arizona Hotshots in 2 weeks, back in the home opener at Reyes Stadium. But first, they got to get ready to play Birmingham next Saturday. Kickoff will be at noon. From Tempe, I'm Jeremiah Jensen, SportsBeat.
The Murdoch Automotive No Regrets play of the game.
Pass. Stolen. ball. Time winding down. Dixon in desperation.
Missouri State's Jared Dixon with a half quarter at the buzzer to beat Illinois State. Maybe the craziest buzzer beater game winner you'll see in a long time. But today, it's our play of the game. NBA, Lakers and Sixers, former Ucla Kuzma, man, was he feeling it, especially in the first half. Kuz drains the three plus the foul, 4-point play. At the end of the first quarter, off the miss. There's Kuz again and the foul. He had 39 in this one, but for Philly, Joel Embiid dropped in 37. Sixers beat the Lakers by 23. Jazz started the day only 2 games back of the Blazers for that 4th spot in the West. Portland in Dallas. Rodney Hood just traded to Portland. He'll spot and drop the 3. Damian Lillard, he went off in the 3rd. Step back 3. And here comes another one. And then Dame working inside. Damian, 21 in the 3rd quarter, 30 for the game. But Portland trailed by 1. Final seconds, Lillard for the win. And he can't get it to drop in. Mavericks beat the Blazers. Portland now only a game and a half in front of the Jazz for that 4th spot in the Western Conference. All right, compared to a normal week, it was a quiet 7 days for the Utah Jazz. 2 games, 2 home wins. Let's rewind.
That means that Igor Kokoschka, former assistant coach, will be in town, shaking hands with Quinn Snyder. This is just moments ago downstairs. Of course, you can see the relationship.
Ooh, Donovan stops, got the ball out to Jay, pumps up for 3. Here's Royce O'Neal on the kick out. Jay looking for 3, up, bang. That's great basketball. Jingles inside, fires it back, Neto wide open, rainbow shot, up, bang.
Oh, there he is.
Beautiful. There's a steal, Royce O'Neal. Breakaway two-hander. Trying to run it downhill, coast to coast, and does. I mean, uncontested, untouched. Was back to Joe. Fires up a 3. Got it. Oh, Jingle and Joe, his 6th career double-double.
Do I like it? No, I hate it. Seems sometimes upstairs they don't feel like the chemistry matters, and sometimes matters more than anything.
37% shooter. O'Neal, 3, right wing, perfect. 3 for 3 today for Royce O'Neal. Rubio penetrates, lobs, Gobert's at the rim, nobody else is there. Rudy peers down the cylinder and then throws. Rubio driving, brings Aldridge to him, Nash dribbles around, Gobert's at the rim, he catches it, reverse jams. Oh, he never left it the net. The right-hand dribble, coming at the 45, throws it back up to O'Neal. He's got 3 threes today on fire, this will hit again. Royce O'Neal. Of course, Tim Duncan. Yeah, he had something. David Robinson. He did. Ingles, left side. Mills flops. Ingles sets himself. Fires the 3. Looks over the top. Trash. And says, oh, wait a sec. That's my teammate. Mitchell drives the baseline. Pocket pass. Gobert. Viciously blows down 2. Timeout. Popovich.
All right, Jazz have the Warriors coming up next. All right, Thursday, the Jazz spent part of their day at Primary Children's Hospital. Of course, this is always a big thrill for the kids, even when the Jazz tried to show them a few things about being competitive.
So each year we have the Jazz, so we have players, the Bear, dancers, all come to visit the patients here at Primary Children's.
We came last year, you know, and it was great to, you know, see the little kids, you know, it's just full of energy, full of excitement to see us. So for this year, it's the same feeling, you know, just come back, being able to give back, seeing smiles, putting smiles on the kids' faces, playing air hockey, get my butt kicked a little bit, but it's all right, you know. Looks like I got to work on my game.
We have tons of kids who are just so excited to see, particularly the Jazz players, because the team is really part of our community, and it just makes them so excited to have something that's a little bit different than their normal hospital experience.
You know, these things mean way more than basketball. You know, I think that's the biggest thing for us, just making an impact on the community, bringing joy to these kids' days. You never know what they may be going through, how rough they may have it. So for us, you know, we're on this pedestal where we can affect kids' days in positive ways. So I think today is just one of those days we come out and just do what we do for the community.
I remember last year we had Ricky walking around to the different patient rooms, and the kids' faces are just beaming, and it really just makes a huge difference for them.
All right, well, you just saw the Jazz players showing the kids what it's like to be a professional athlete. And with that, and the help of 1-800-GOT-JUNK, we thought we'd dust off the archives to go back 6 years. I don't know if you remember this or not, but former Jazzman Keith McLeod at an elementary school in Provo doing some reading and also showing the kids what it's like to play a professional athlete. You know what? He's not giving up anything. Take that and that and that. Keith McLeod not giving up an inch to those elementary kids 6 years ago. More Sports Beat when we come back.
You're watching Sports Beat.
All right, welcome back to Sports Beat. Hey, we have a few Orem Tigers that have arrived. It's not Puka Nacua yet, but it's Coach Jeremy Hill and some Tiger teammates. And we will, Puka's right behind you, right, on the roads? Okay, says he's right behind you on the road, so hopefully we'll get here and have Puka Nacua's decision on where he's going to play his college football coming up very shortly. But, of course, the weather's a big story. Roads are just a mess, right? They are. Yeah, let's go to Dan. There they are. There they are. Hey, there you are. There we are. Hi, guys. Okay, call Puka. Tell him to be safe. All right, let's go over to Dan Guthrie and give us an update on what's going on out there, Danny.
All right, guys. Well, things are actually going to be starting to wind down for us. Southern Utah, you guys just got past that moderate heavy part. Lighter shower activity now, and this will actually be done here in a couple of hours. St. George, you saw stuff starting off as rain, kind of switched over to snow. You can actually see some snow there down in the St. George area. But again, here along the Wasatch Front, Cash, picking up about 6 to 8 inches of snow, but showers pretty much done there. You work your way down the I-84 corridor, quiet. Logan, quiet. Ogden, showers have come to an end. Same thing for Centerville. Tooele, showers are done. Salt Lake Valley, pretty much done until you get to about Point of the Mountain. That's where we're still seeing a little bit of snow. This will be done here over the next hour, hour and a half. And then for folks in southern Utah, again, you guys are going to see this stuff done here in the next couple hours as well. So the good news is for folks by that morning commute tomorrow, all this snow will be gone. Morning commute looking okay. The only spot that might still see some stuff, Rod, is the Four Corners region.
All right, Dan, safe travels back home. All right, the Utah women in a matinee matchup with UCLA in the Huntsman Center this afternoon. The Utes ranked 17th in the country, but they're needing a win today to stay in the top 25. Let's go to the end of the first half. Utah's Dreuna Edwards, and the Utes have a 2-point lead at the break. Third quarter, Megan Huff gives Utes a 3-point lead. Then in the final minute of the third, now down one, Erica Bean inside, and Utah now has a 1-point lead, but that is the last lead Utah would have at the end of the third quarter. Buzzer, Japrice Dean drains the three. UCLA taking a 4-point lead into the fourth. That's where the Bruins would pull away. Lindsay Corsaro ups the lead to 17. Utah could not recover. Utes lose by 10. That is their fourth straight loss.
Great clips of the week.
Cedric into the front court. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Back to Van Dyke. Deep three up. It's good! It's good! It's good! The Utes win it at the buzzer!
Can you believe that?
They win it at the buzzer!
Oh my goodness.
Utah wins it at the buzzer! They beat the Bruins! Down 23 in the second half! Oh my goodness! Parker Van Dyke plays the hero in Westwood!
Wow, yeah, how can you forget that? Parker Van Dyke finishing off the comeback from over 20 down yesterday to give the Utes the win at UCLA at the buzzer. Salt Lake Stars' Justin Reyes, for the second week in a row, posterizing his opponent with that dunk. And Little League basketball game, how about the handles on this kid, huh? A little crossover dribble off the glass. And the referee goes, oh my goodness, did I just see that? That's pretty good. Nice handles, kid. All right, Craig Smith was not a household name when he was hired as men's head basketball coach at Utah State. Aggie fans know who he is now, as the team has won 18 games already this season, already one more than a year ago, and they are in second place in the Mountain West Conference. Jeremiah Jensen went to Logan to get to know Craig Smith a little bit better, as he comes from humble beginnings.
Stephen, Minnesota, population 600. What's it like growing up in Stephen, Minnesota?
You caught me off guard with that one.
Yeah?
That was good.
I did some research.
Hey, it was 906 when I was growing up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I graduated number 2 in our class. There was 18 of us. I still couldn't get in the top 10%. I went to change it for the world.
Yeah.
You know, small little community. Everybody knows everybody. You know, my wife and I are both from there. My kids love it. You know, we have 4 kids of our own, ranging from 3rd grade to senior in high school, and so it's a family affair, and we love every second of it.
Get to go shopping in Winnipeg?
Not quite that far, but most people go to Grand Forks, North Dakota. You betcha.
I was going to say, for someone to grow up in Stephen, Minnesota, and make it to where you're at is a significant accomplishment. What was the driving force to get you to this point where you're at now?
I've always believed in, you know, like they say in poker, if you have a chip in a chair, right, you always got a chance. And I have this with our team and talk to this with our guys, like, there's always a way to win. There's always a way to be successful. There's always a way to accomplish what your goals and dreams are. But what are you willing to sacrifice to do it? Are you willing to put the time in to do it? You know, when I first started out, I got paid $1,000 at the end of the year, and I thought I hit the lottery. You know, it took me 4 years to make $20,000. And so, you know, you just got to grind and treat people right and try to do the right thing. I've been very fortunate that way, and my wife's been a big part of it. We got married young, and she was working 3 part-time jobs as a nurse to help support us through that stuff. So,
how does a coach in the Dakotas end up here at Logan? What was the draw for you to come here and coach this program?
Yeah, I coached in North Dakota 10 out of 11 years, and you can have empathy for me with that. You know, when I first got hired at Utah, after about a couple months in Logan or in Cache Valley, everyone's like, so how's the adjustment? And I'm like, it's been amazing. And they kind of look at me like, really? And I'm like, no, seriously, it's been incredible. The weather here is, there's no humidity, no bugs. They love sports here. People are so friendly, very family oriented, which fits my wife and I's beliefs. And so, and then everyone would say, well, wait till winter. And I'm like, you have no idea what winter is. I lived in North Dakota, Fargo, North Dakota, and Minot, North Dakota, like you in Stephen, Minnesota. You know, Utah State really had a fondness in my heart before I was here. And I was an assistant at Colorado State for 5 years. I was at Nebraska for a couple, but when I was at Colorado State, UNLV and BYU, you know, BYU used to be in the Mountain West, and this was before Utah State was, and so I would do a lot of scouting, right? So I always had to scout for UNLV, and for various opponents that would come into the Spectrum and play, and you're watching a game here, and it's like, it was incredible. I mean, it was like a big party in the Spectrum, and some gyms get full, but you don't always feel how vibrant it is. In the Spectrum, you could feel it through the television screen. That really got on my radar from that point on. And so I always followed Utah State to see how they were doing. And then certainly they made the move to the Mountain West Conference, which was obviously like an upgrade in terms of a league. And you never wish ill will on anybody, but it was always a program that we had followed. And then as crazy as it sounds, next thing you know, the job's opening and I get a call, and the rest is history, and we couldn't be happier.
All right, we have more with Craig Smith when we come back. He'll explain how he's been able to turn this thing around so quickly. And we're still waiting for the arrival of Puka Nacua for his big announcement. Well, even with the Aggies losing last night at San Diego State, Utah State remains in a tie for second place behind Nevada in the Mountain West standings. How has Craig Smith been able to turn things around so quickly in Logan? And how did he earn the trust of his players? Let's go back to Jeremiah with the coach.
What has he done to really turn this program around and help you guys get to the point where you're at now, where you're on the bubble for the NCAA tournament?
Coach Smith's energy is just so important. I bet you just talked to him and you couldn't get him to shut up because he just would ramble on and on and on after one question.
That's what I'm saying, right there.
Really, it's just contagious, and I think that his teams reflect his attitude and his energy, and you can really feel it as a team.
Good, good, good. Yes, yes, yes. Nice job. Good job on that.
How do you earn your respect?
The day he was hired, he met with us briefly as a team, and you could just feel, I mean, everyone talks about his energy and how energetic he is, but it wasn't just that. You could feel his passion, and you could feel how it is that you need to interact with the players.
So when you sit down in the first meeting with him as a team, you kind of think, okay, he's saying all these things, like, what does he really mean?
Being real with them, you know, you treat him like an 18-year-old man or a 21-year-old man, and don't treat him like a 2-year-old, right? You don't need to babysit and coddle him. And now, at the same time, as a coach, sometimes you need to be a drill sergeant, and other times you need to hug him. Yeah, Brock! Oh, Hercules! Hercules!
From our first workouts, he set the standard of how things were going to be, how practices were going to go, and how hard we were going to play. And
it was a struggle a little bit early on with what we were doing, and you know, at times they'd be looking over their shoulders when they made a mistake. I'm like, stop looking at me when you screw up. You know, you're going to make mistakes. Just play hard.
We were playing harder, and that he really cared about us personally.
Didn't take a long time for us to respect him.
Team on three. 1, 2, 3.
I remember the first time in a practice, someone fell on the ground, and no one went to go help him up. And he said, the next time that happens, no one goes to help him up. Like, you guys are going to regret it. And I remember someone else fell down, and it kind of wasn't a habit yet. No one goes to help him up. And the next thing I remember is just running for the next 10 minutes, up and down, and him saying, like, we are together, we're brothers, we're going to pick each other up when someone falls down. And that's what we do now. If you ever see anyone in practice fall over, or even in a game, you'll see 5 players sprinting to help him up, and that's just kind of the epitome of this team. Is we're here to pick each other up, we're here to play together and play as a team. And I think that's the moment that I really gained respect and trust for Coach Smith and what he kind of stands for.
Quinn Taylor for 3. How big was that?
Break the press, throwing the alley-oop to Keta. Keta's down low, throws down the dunk.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Miller for 3. You betcha.
You're supposed to be in 9th place. What are you doing, Coach? Why are you winning games? This wasn't supposed to happen.
Polls are what they are, you know. I don't think it tells you how good you're going to be or how bad you're going to be, but I do firmly believe what polls tell you is the level of respect that your program has at that given time. Being voted 9th place, that wasn't like I don't think it was a motivating force or a crutch or whatever. Did it kind of maybe bother our guys a little bit? Maybe. But it shows that, you know, that's where we are in terms of respect, and now we got to go earn respect.
I had a friend before the season say, hey, do you guys got any difference makers? And like any of the new guys that are really going to help you out? And I said, I don't know, we're not sure yet, but we have a coach and we have a culture, and culture wins games.
We tell our guys, great teams and great players approach the season like you play one game 31 times, right? And average teams and average players approach the season like, oh, we get to play 31 games. And it's a bit of a play on words, but I think it's factual.
And here comes Diogo Brito out of it. 3-on-1, fast break. Takeda throws down the dunk.
We might not have the most talented team on paper, but when a team plays so together and so hard at all times, I think that any team can be successful. And that's just what Coach Smith preaches, is we're going to be the scrappiest team for 40 minutes, and we're going to be the toughest team for 40 minutes, and the toughest team usually wins. And Coach Smith is a tough coach, and I think all of his teams always just reflect kind of how the coach coaches his players and also his own personal attitude towards everything.
Now we love playing for him, and we love playing for each other, and I think that shows.
All right, the Utah baseball team kicked off its season Tuesday night with its annual Evening with fundraiser. This year's special guest, Dusty Baker, who played 19 seasons in the Bigs and managed more than 20 years. For baseball fanatics, this was another cool evening with the Utes.
It brings me to Utah. The coach asked me to come. And when they were down there playing against Cal, which you know, the school my son goes to, he asked me, would you come help us? And I said, sure. I said, if I'm available, I'll be there. And so I'm available, and I kept my word. And he seemed kind of shocked at the fact that I actually showed. But yeah, I enjoyed coming to Salt Lake. Now, if you're an older dude, then you remember me as a player and then a manager, because I had a professor just come up and told me he remembered me with the Braves. Wow. I'm kind of surprised at the turnout, especially with the weather here. Evidently, the weather doesn't affect people around here. And
well, Dusty Baker's here. You can brave the snow.
I know, but Dusty Baker can't put on chains. I don't know how to put on chains. You know what I mean? And it didn't snow until I hit the ground.
Until you in here.
Yeah, I'm telling you, but that's cool.
That's right.
Yeah, that's real cool. You know, like if you want to be a ball player or anything that you want to be, you know, you got to put in the time and the effort to do it, and nothing can stop you. And I mean, let's face it, we all have to have somebody help you out along the way, but you have to be prepared to recognize who the help may be at that time.
Hey, everybody, look who just showed up. There's Puka Nacua giving his brother Samson, the Ute receiver, a hug. Should we read anything into that, guys? Huh? Of course his brother's going to be here. Okay, Puka's right here. He finally made it safely. Puka, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're going to go to commercial break, and your big moment's coming up. All right? Puka Nacua makes a big announcement when we come back. All right, finally, it's decision time. It took a little longer than we wanted to, but the roads weren't very good. Puka Nacua, Orem Tiger, 4-star receiver. You made it safely. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
Thanks for coming. You got Coach Hill here, your teammates, Ross Oppo here, former Cougar receiver. It's kind of helping you out a little bit. And your brother Samson, for the current Ute receiver. Okay, now, first, everybody wants to know, well, Samson's coming up. Does that mean there's a little hint? Is there a hint or what? Or just brotherly love?
Yeah, just brotherly love. Just here for support, for sure.
Okay. All right, so let's reset this thing. You had an early commit to USC. They had some coaching changes, so you kind of put that off. You didn't sign on letter of intent day on Wednesday. So what was the delay? What was going through your mind in the process with you and your mom and your coach?
A little bit of everything. Me and Mom weren't ready to make a decision. We were still considering all our options, and then so didn't want to sign to a school where I wasn't ready or I wasn't 100% in, or me and Mom weren't on the exact same page. So that's kind of where we forewent signing on February 6th.
So when did you and your mom get on the same page? What day was it this week? Do you remember the moment?
I'd probably say it was Friday or Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's when I got the call saying, hey, we'd like to come on. So just how difficult has this process been, knowing that you have so many quality schools that want you?
Yeah, it's been a blessing. It's been a crazy experience recruiting. Never at the beginning of my high school career did I think recruiting the day I pick what school I'm going to go to would end up like this. But it's been a blessing to go through this journey with Coach Hill, who's been my coach ever since I moved out here, and Ross being my receivers coach, and my teammates up here. Hunter was the first person I met when I got out here. Zach and Demharder up here, and then my family. But it's definitely been a crazy journey here.
Well, you've had a great career. You hold a number of state records, most receiving yards in a season and a career, most receiving touchdowns in a season and career, and your per-game receiving yards, 167. That's best in state history. So you got to be proud of what you guys accomplished at Orem High School.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I couldn't do it without my O-line, our teammates, Coach Reynolds, our offensive coordinator, and especially, I mean, my quarterback's not here, but I know Coop, that's the one guy who's got to give me the ball for sure.
Yeah, and Samson is an older brother. You've got a lot of, guys that have played in the NFL and gone before you. And what kind of help did you give him with this whole process? Take the mic there.
I don't know. I didn't really have a big process myself, but I just told him to love it, really, and learn what he can from his coaches and the players around him, and he did that, and I think he took that to full advantage, and it got him to where he's at right now.
Your mom's being shy, so Is she around? Do we want to? Do you want to make the decision or the announcement now, Puka?
Is she coming out?
I think she's just watching you on TV. So
she's here.
I think she just wants. She's letting this be your moment, buddy. So are you ready?
I don't want to make this decision without my mom, but
we need mom in here.
I am ready.
So let's go. We've got BYU, UCLA, Washington, Oregon, USC, and the Utes. Okay, mom's coming.
Yep, she's on the way.
Okay, I know we can't make this without mom.
Yep.
Hey, what's it been like to coach this guy, Coach Hill?
You know, he's about as perfect as a football player as you could get. Loves the game, which is rare these days. A lot of kids are about the Twitter, the offers, the social media, but he's just a kid that loves the game. If we cancel a couple of periods, he's you know, upset about it. So he just loves the game. Been really fun to coach.
All right, Orem High head coach Jeremy Hill. Hey, Mom, he's not going to make the decision without you, and I want to come give you a big hug for making this all happen tonight. So we're going to put you right here, Mom. Come here. Give me a big hug because you don't like the snow.
I hate the snow.
I know. Okay, so right here, he's going to make his decision. How stressful has this been on you, Mom?
Yeah, you don't even want to hear what comes out of my mouth.
Okay, all right. Are you ready for the big unveiling?
Well, I have 2 other kids I want here. Could we wait for them?
Well, we only have 2 minutes left in the show.
Okay, they told them they got 10 seconds. Are they walking in or not?
Are they walking in? Okay.
I'm sorry. Thanks,
okay.
Rod.
All right. Are we ready? We're going to have to do this, Puka, or we're not going to be able to get it on the air.
No,
are you ready?
I'm ready.
Mom, are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is the big moment we've waited for. Puka Nacua, where are you going to play your college football?
I will be attending the University of Washington.
Gonna be a Husky.
Let's go.
Gonna be a Husky. All right. So Kyle Whittingham now is all darn it. Kalani Sitake is darn it. Tough decision?
Yes, definitely. I mean, just like every school is a great opportunity to pursue football and continue my education, but I feel like University of Washington is the best fit for me, and I'm excited to head up to Washington, Seattle.
You got another state of Utah receiver up there, don't you?
Ty Jones, yes, sir.
Provo Bulldog, yeah. Are you glad it's over, Mom?
Yes, I am.
Yeah?
It's been quite stressful for our family, especially me and him, but we did it.
Well, way to work through it. And way to work through the roads coming up here. We got this on. It was perfect timing, actually. So,
thanks for doing this.
Well, you're a Husky. Oh, we got more here.
Hey, those are my other 2.
We got the other ones here.
We made our decision.
Made a decision, but you already knew, right? Yeah. All right, so Puka Nacua going up to Seattle, Washington Husky. Play for Coach Chris Peterson. So, Guy, congratulations.
Thank you,
Best
sir.
of luck, and we'll be following you. Nacua family and friends and coaches, thank you for coming in. Safe travels. He's a Washington Husky. Sorry, Kyle and Kalani. Good night.